Anything is possible. If you guys watch NBA, you already know that phrase. Palace 2, West Ham 1. And I said this before. I was waiting for this moment to celebrate like this. We have done it. Back-to-back wins is back. And we'll be discussing that performance as well because we really played decent in that game.
Yeah.
And I feel like we deserved something out of it at least and a win. It's not crazy. I think we deserve. I think we could have easily got and we managed to get the win. But I think if you ask any other news watching that game, Palace were the better side. So we'll be talking about that and more throughout the show. Make sure to leave down your comments in the live section. And also, if you're watching this on replay, leave a like and subscribe. Let us grow this channel as big as it can be. Joined by T on the bounce T, and Patrick to discuss that result and more. Gents. I've just about calmed down. What a game. And I'm going to start off with you, T. We really needed that away from home. We needed to say enough is enough. We have a different Palace side. And, you know, for the 90 minutes, we saw it. And it was in that Sellers Park. Delicious.
You know what? I want to channel my inner AJ real quick. Chef's kiss. I'm still, gentlemen. I'm in the glow right now. You know, the excitement has come down, but I'm still in the glow. You know, dominant performance from Palace. Everybody knows it. Everybody saw it. The one goal that was given up to West Ham was against the run of play. Everybody knows it. Everybody saw it. I mean, what Patrick said, and matter of fact, I won't even say that part. I'll let him get to that later on with the touches in the box. But dominant performance for us from start to finish. One of the great things to see from us, man. I don't think I've really seen us dominate that way as far as just the way we played, the way we controlled the game. Wolves last year, maybe? It felt that way.
Yeah.
It felt that way. Yes. Wolves last year. But a great performance, man. I love the tactical change that Vieira instituted. I think it was kind of like a more of a 4-5-1 look with Zaha up top. I think we did a great job of pressing as a team, getting the ball back, retaining possession, creating. You know, unfortunately to go down 1-0, but another comeback win for us. Let's talk about that at some point. So. Hey, D, I'm good, man. 9th place, baby. We're actually ahead of Liverpool right now. What's up?
Exactly. That's what you want to see, which sounds crazy. Considering that we haven't got our full squad in terms of we are still missing players in certain positions that we've been talking about for ages, and despite that, we're still sitting in a very, very nice position in the league. But Patrick, we spoke about in the preview show. Vieira said he's going to make changes. In this game, he did make them changes. And of course, Doucouré did come in, but there was a system change. Eze was more out wide. Elise literally played anywhere on the pitch. It was like he was on the playground, just picking up the ball, go right, go center. And it did work. We needed a change away from home. And we literally controlled that game from the start to the finish. I know there was a few moments here and there, but even with the goal that we conceded, I can't look at, I said it as well. I'm not saying this because we won. I said it in the chat. I didn't look at the players and said, oh, that's a poor defensive error. It was just a free goal. It's frustrating, but it was a free goal. And other than that, they didn't create, I can't remember what they created in terms of chances in that game.
Now, as far as Vieira, again, let's give him total credit. He talked about changing system D. So I want to point out a couple of things we mentioned before. One is going to the dual 8s of Eze and Schlupp, both who played really, really well today. Doucouré sitting in behind them. Then you had Michael Olise playing wherever he wanted to play. A lot of time I'm seeing him playing right next to Ayew on the right. Next time I see him in the middle next to Eze. Next time I see him on the left-hand side, that free roll. And again, because Edouard wasn't there, which was a big loss, you would think Zaha up top was brilliant. I mean, again, people say he's not a striker. Well, just like against Man City last year, when he's up front like that, he creates trouble, had a great goal. And let me also add, Nathaniel Klein at right back added something different because we didn't have the width as much without having Olise out wide. We had the width you saw Klein push up a lot and Mitchell, both of the fullbacks were getting high up the pitch, controlling the ball, getting crosses in, getting involved in the attacking play. Great performance by the team in general, man. Anderson was fantastic today, as was Gahey, because Scamacca was so frustrated, stopped up at halftime. Antonio, we'll get to that. that dive that he had against Gahey. No way was that penalty kick.
Grown ass man falling like that.
Complain
That's
all you want about VAR, people, but again, that's what it's there for. That was a very bad call by Paul Tierney, and thank goodness VAR was in there. But like you guys said, great performance, back-to-back wins, 9th place. I think 4 points behind 5th place United. Could not be happier, man. Brilliant performance today. Absolutely fantastic.
So let's talk about the changes to the lineup. Of course, Decore came in, which we knew that if he comes in, he makes it massive. And I said this at halftime. He makes the game look easy. Of course, he got subbed off because he was out injured. But you can see his influence in the game. He just picks up the ball, pings out the passes, looks at the channels. And he was very good once again in this game in terms of helping us control from the defense, going to the attack, and also being that body in front of the defense and making us look so comfortable, T.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, his style of play changes us in our midfield. Like, he makes so many progressive passes. The fact that you have a guy that can play behind, in this situation, dual eights, but he can make a progressive pass up the pitch to our central our central forward. Like, he made some great passes straight forward to Wilf. That changes things. That allows guys to push up the field that otherwise wouldn't have had the opportunity to do, because they even got the ball at their feet and they're trying to receive a pass. So his style of play makes a huge difference for us. Like Patrick said, having Nathaniel Klein makes a huge difference for us as far as our attacking prowess. And I was trying to figure out at first, when I first started watching, like, what is different? Because I felt like there were so many times where we had so many guys forward. And it's like, how are we doing this? Like, what is going on? What do we look like at the back? And for the first time this season, it looked like Klein and Mitchell were almost acting as a fulcrum. And when the ball was on one side of the pitch, they played farther up, and the other one went back into a three with the two center backs,
which we've done before. We've done before. We did it pre-season with Gyro. We did it earlier in the season, but you're right. We haven't done it this season because we haven't had the ability to do it, which is why having Klein and Mitchell is so
right. We've done it. We've done it to where we've been like we've done. I remember we did it to where it was just lopsided, where only one guy would get forward. Like, I think before it was only Mitchell that would get forward, and Klein would stay back in the three. But now in that fulcrum, and when they just kind of like rotated, we had so many guys forward, and we were able to play it progressively and aggressively. So it was just it was so refreshing to see against, like I said, we're at West Ham on the road against a quality squad by many people's opinions. Don't ask D. D will tell you
they're overrated, man. I said they're overrated. I've messaged Wallace as well.
But okay, by Premier League, standards,
but we saw it, man. What was that?
By Premier League standards, West Ham is a solid Premier League squad, and we went we're at their place. We're at their place. No, but we're at their place, dominating them. Like, that's what that's what I was saying was so refreshing to see. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for what
they are. They're not as good as
I want to talk about you with you and Dan Lawless. But he was absolutely right, though. They were a very poor start inside. Remember he mentioned that in the first half.
They're even worse in the second half.
And we took advantage of it. You're right. They're supposed to get better. They didn't, and we took advantage of that. That's a really important point, though. For one of the few times all season, because we had a very poor first against Leicester, against Newcastle. We took it to them, and it was a real shame. It was only 1-1 at halftime. But again, we took advantage. Their midfield three-way. I'm looking at it now. Souček, Rice, and Paqueta. Paqueta was injured, right? Wasn't a big influence. But Declan Rice, I don't remember his name being mentioned for about 20 minutes of that match. He was so quiet in that match. It was amazing how we dominated midfield, which you wouldn't expect Eza, Schlupp, and Decore to dominate in midfield. But today, they dominated midfield so much today. It was very, very impressive.
Declan Rice was getting dominated.
Thursday anyways, bro. Don't worry, I'm gonna chat to you on Thursday. If that's
Declan Rice, the way Declan Rice was overrun reminded me of the way we talked about Decore being overrun at times, having to do everything by himself. You know what I mean? I think that's why we didn't really hear much from him, because he wasn't able to play on both sides. He wasn't able to defend and get forward, play some progressive balls. He wasn't able to play the way that they usually have him play. But this is I'm going to agree with D on this assertion. The reason why they played bad in the first half and then they played bad in the second half was because of their manager not making adjustments. That's on Moyes because Moyes made no actual tactical changes to the way they were playing. All he did was bring in Antonio and think that was going to make the difference. The problem was the striker. The problem was him not getting service. So they effectively didn't do anything different in the second half. I don't feel like.
But funny enough, what they actually did was took up their best player Benrahma for Lanzini. Thank you.
Yeah, and the whole say he was doing it. That's like a proper. You know what it reminded me of? That was like the old school like manager move. You get it? He's like the oldest manager Premier League.
Name it. Name the manager. What manager? What manager? Name a manager you might know that.
I ain't gonna name him. We're having good time. I'm not gonna name him. But that is an old school manager type of move. We've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
exactly. But look, let's bring on people that's been waiting behind the scenes. Let's start off with Rich from Eagle Eye Football. Rich. Palace.
Let's go, bro! Let's go!
What did it make of that game, man?
Listen, yeah, you would think it would be my 2-year-old. That was all me. I was doing Lego and stuff with that. It was everywhere. It went everywhere. Honestly, I'm gonna put that down to our best performance of the season because we're ropey on the road, and we controlled the game from start to finish. I guess maybe a 10-minute spell when Moyes brought on Downs and Lanzini, I think. I felt like they had a bit more of the ball, not because there's any problems, but they slowed it down to their pace. But we deserved the win 1,000,000%. Another thing, I'm normally on to Patrick Vieira regarding substitutions. I was so happy he made no changes, apart from the forced one, because there was no need to change anything. Everyone was playing well, Decore needs to stay fit, though, man. What's going on?
I don't think he was 100% fit going into this game. That's
probably is that.
He's gonna have 6 weeks off after next week, so he'll be good. So we're good.
Yeah. But listen, fully deserved. Back-to-back wins as well, and our form's not been bad. Is it 4 wins, 1 draw, and a loss? I tell you what,
the one loss, Everton, one of the worst teams in the league. Everton are trash. Everton are trash.
They beat us 3. They look like Barcelona against us. That's why before this game, even after Southampton win, that's why I was like, well, we won, but I want to see who we're gonna make. If we're gonna make West Ham look like Barcelona, then I wouldn't be too happy. But that's why I wanted to wait and see if there's a change. And there was a change, Rich, in terms of the starting lineup and our approach to the game. What did it make of it? Eze was more out wide. Elise had the freedom role. Did you like what? It seemed like he worked really well in this game, especially with West Ham's midfield that just couldn't catch up with all these creative players.
You know what it is? I think teams are so used to us playing a specific way that I like the fact that Will started up top because obviously they would expect Eduardo Mateta. So that's one adjustment they had to make. Yep. And then Elise just having a free role. Honestly, he confused the living daylights of everyone. And I think what Pat was saying earlier about Declan Rice, he has to do too much, or was it T? They do too much on their own because the supporting cast are just not it.
Yeah.
And we exploited that. And honestly, if we had our shooting boots on today, it could have been 3 or 4. Easily.
Yeah. Exactly. It could have been. But Rich, Newcastle, we're going to the cup now. They are on form. It's not going to be easy. Yeah. Now, after today's win, does that give you a bit more confidence, especially because it's an away game at St. James's Park? They're going to be up for this because they won a cup as well as...
I don't know if I really... Not that I'm not bothered. I hope that we do go out and perform. But I really want us to get the 3 points against Forest and then go into that World Cup break in a very strong position. And I'm not saying that if we give Newcastle a go that we won't be ready for Forest. But if you're asking me which game I'm prioritizing, is that Forest game. Personally,
you know what? I agree. No, because I don't think Patrick agrees because Patrick wants a Newcastle game. Yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
Exactly. But after today's win and where we're in a league table, if Newcastle's going to be hard regardless of today's win.
It's going to be difficult.
They are on form. They're one of the better sides.
Right.
If we know what to expect from them, it's not going to be easy. But if we go and beat Forest or get something out of the Forest game, now we're in a comfortable position. And it's not only just that; it's the fact that we're not too far away from the January transfer window.
Right.
Build on this while sitting in a comfortable position. So for me, the Newcastle game, as much as I want us to win it, of course, because
same.
doing well in the League Cup would be great as well. If we don't win it and we go on to get something out for us and we're sitting in the top 10, within the top 10 going into that window, and we're not too far off 5th or 6th, which sounds crazy as it is right now, I wouldn't be too upset with that because Newcastle are that team that West Ham think they are.
So D, couple of things. I know that Callum Wilson went up injured today, which is a good thing for us.
Somebody said Trippier did too, I think.
And Trippier, right? That's a good thing. But what I will say is, D, I'll only change my thought about Wednesday is because looking at the table now, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Tottenham. That'll be the top 4, give or take the positions for the rest of the season, as far as I'm concerned. 5th place is now United. United are not playing well. They have to make some adjustments. You got Brighton 6th, Chelsea 7th, Fulham 8th, Palace 9th, and then Liverpool 10th. Now, I didn't think that before. If we play like this and get additions in January, I'm looking at 7th or 8th as a spot we could maybe get, and 7th obviously will be definitely Europa Conference League. 8th could be depending on when the League Cup, etc. So from that standpoint, I'll change it. My only thing is I want to get into the Conference League. For me, the League Cup is the way to get into it. But if you tell me I can get 7th for it, I'll take that.
Yeah.
You know what, Patrick? I 100% understand what you're saying with like top 5, 5th is Man United and stuff. Yeah. But I don't look at it like that this season. This season is a crazy season in terms of what Newcastle are doing, what Liverpool are doing. Right. I just take it week at time, game at time. We won this game with only 3 points off the top 6.
I understand that.
I'm not saying we're top 6, but you take a game at a time, you know?
That's I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on that one. So I say game at a time. That means we put focus on this next one in the cup. Win this next one. Win this next one. And then win the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're in a situation now where if we like the supreme thing that we need to be is focused. Yeah. Don't look too far ahead.
One match at a time.
Win go into each match like it's your last and win each match. I think because that's going to be the most paramount for us for the rest of the season. If we just take it one at a time, man, like it's not going to be a big deal to go 4 in a row because we're focusing on one game at a time.
Yeah. Right. But Newcastle, then again, to say to your point, that one game at a time, there's also, you have to be realistic about Newcastle is a hard one to win. So even if we don't win that, of course, I don't think Rich or anyone here saying, oh, we shouldn't beat Newcastle. Like, who doesn't want to win Newcastle?
Right, no.
Our team. If we lose against Newcastle, it won't be the end of the world if we go and get a point against Nottingham Forest now. But
what we just did against West Ham away was not an easy thing to do. Like West Ham winning West Ham away wasn't an easy thing.
It's way easier. Stop giving West Ham.
Oh my! This guy in West Ham, man.
Here we go.
Here we go. And serving this guy at West Ham. You're not telling me that West Ham away is as hard as Newcastle away. Newcastle away is much harder than West Ham away.
I'm not necessarily. Don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily comparing and saying, "Oh, this is harder than this." Hard is hard. And it's not, and it's never easy to win on the road in the Premier League. We know that. So what we just did was hard. I don't care what anybody says. Right. So I think, like I said, with that supreme focus, you take it. Hey, we just did something hard. Let's go in. Let's do something hard again. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. You deal with hard better. You know what I'm saying?
That should be the mentality. That should be the mentality, 100%. I'm just saying scenarios. Like, let's say if we lost, of course, I'm going into Newcastle game thinking we should be looking at this game to win it. Of course, like who wouldn't?
Right.
But worst case scenario, if that doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world because of where we are in the league.
And it's like one of those things. It's like I'll deal with it when we get to it if that happens. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I have a quick question for you guys. Was 2 questions in one. Does Eze make the World Cup squad? And do you want him to go?
I
don't know. For
me, For me, no and no. He won't make it because obviously Madison goes in before him, and Madison hasn't got to look in. Madison got to go before him. And I don't want to get injured or sit on the bench. No, he'll learn nothing from going there. He's not going to play. There's no chance he goes to the World Cup and plays even a minute. So why even go? Like, I wouldn't mind if Gahey went. Gahey might have a chance to play. But Eze, I'd rather him just stay home, relax, play against Botafogo, and just chill.
Shoot, Gahey might start.
Gahey should start.
Yeah, he will start. I think he will start. But then again, with Eze, his time will come. There's no need to rush the process. His time will come. He was in England squad before. He's doing his thing. His time will naturally come. But Rick, how are you feeling about Newcastle again quickly before we rotate it?
I would actually like to see some changes. You know, give Mateta some minutes now. Like I'm starting to wonder, is he like out of favour all of a sudden? Like, it's just weird. You know, so give him 90 if you can. Give Hughes some minutes. Rest the Corey because
Right.
his fitness is a bit of a worry at the moment.
Iboué, hopefully.
Anyway. You know, just give some of those fringe players. Yeah. Give him a few games. Yeah.
Do we start JP?
Have to for me.
I would.
Rest Zaha. Yeah, I would definitely start Mateta.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Rich. We'll catch you again. We'll catch you again soon.
No doubt.
Take care.
Take care.
Appreciate it, big dog.
Take care.
Next up, we got Nate. I was just laughing at you when you talk about JP. But we got Nate from
loving the JP.
Well. Nate, Palace 2, West Ham 1. What a win.
JP's funny. Clown.
What's that? Charity Professional Football Club didn't concede a last-minute winner. What's that? West Ham got sent back to East London and got told to be quiet. I'm taking receipts off West Ham fans this evening. It's a wonderful feeling, guys. Don't get me wrong. Let's be honest. If you'd have said to us 6 points after the Everton game, we'd have called you mad. But what a better way to be proven wrong. That Elise goal, I must have torn my room apart. I just couldn't contain the excitement because I was thinking, this penalty decision, I'm going to be stressed.
Yeah.
But look, it's classic Palace. When we least expect to beat West Ham away from home, we do it. I mean, for Christ's sake, the last time we did it, I think Van Aanholt scored for us. That shows you how long ago that was. But look, from start to finish, you can't fault us. I mean, as Rich said before me, normally you're on Vieira for not making subs and, he's moving like Roy and blah, 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 blah. But no need to change anything. And even when they scored, it was totally against the run of play. So you're thinking, well, that's Palace for you. Completely control the game, but can't finish our dinner. And lo and behold, we're shown how to finish our dinner. But when Ben Rama went off, I was like, is Moyes doing a Hodgson? Surely not. Surely not. Please, Palace, take full advantage of this. But listen, quality 3 points, badly needed 3 points as well, because this builds a little bit of momentum going into the Forest game. The Newcastle game's in the Cup. Don't want to focus too much on that. That's its own little game. But listen, just buzzing. And I'm still waiting to hear back from some of my West Ham supporting mates. Funny enough, the Wi-Fi's gone down lately. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, trust me. The internet's down. The internet's down on that side of London.
I might have to send up some smoke signals in a little bit. You know.
Yeah, I think they got signal issues.
Yo, Nate.
A rough crowd.
Yo, Nate, before we get started, man, you just celebrated a birthday recently, correct?
I did. It was the middle of last month, yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, that's your 30th, man. Happy belated dirty 30, man.
Big up, mate. Big
man,
up.
You guys are so young, man. Bloody, I got.
I was at the game, the Wolves game for my birthday. So you can check out our fan cams for the Wolves game there. But yeah, that was
nice. Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, that was stress. That was stress.
That wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't as comfortable. Well, yeah, I'll say
it was a nice result, but it was a stressful game.
Yeah, but Nate, in terms of difference from this game to Everton game, what do you think was the actual main change that made us win this? Because we were comfortable. against Everton. We didn't even look like a football side at times. It was so easy. In this game away from home, we controlled the game. What do you think it was that caused that change for that to happen?
Vieira was still peed off about that performance. Because wouldn't the players be? You have to feel for the fans that went up to Everton about 2 weeks ago now. Because you're thinking, they spent their hard-earned money to go watch that for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So professional pride was at stake. Our pride as fans was at stake. And we've seen in the last two results now a response from those players. Granted, the Southampton game, we weren't particularly amazing, but didn't have to be. Got the goal, rolled it out, 1-0 win. Today, very much on top for the majority of the game. Could have easily been 2-3-4 up had we been taking our chances and actually had we been a bit more brave in shooting. But when it came to it, Elise gets that last-minute goal, somewhat similar to his goal against a certain team in the FA Cup at the start of the year there, Because I was thinking, it has to be him, please. Because I was thinking, yep, I'll take that. But listen, we were all calling for a response. I saw Dee's tweet when he was going mad after the Everton game, and rightly so. That was an unacceptable performance. Patrick's trying to play devil's advocate and
me? Nah, never, man. Never.
You're too humble, my friend. You're too humble. But look, you've got to look at it and say, listen, performance-wise, this is the best performance we've seen on the road this season. Liverpool is up there because it was a massive point away from home, but we should have beaten Liverpool with 11 men. When they went down to 10 men, it wasn't really going to go our way on that one, to be fair. But having said that, the important thing is to pretty much just enjoy this win, go into the Newcastle game, not caring whether we win or lose, because Newcastle are a quality side. They've had a key injury today, maybe even 2, which is good news for us. But look, we've said for ages and ages and ages, the one thing we're great at doing is getting into dangerous areas but not finishing. What did we do today? When it mattered, we got into 2 dangerous areas, put the ball in the back of the net. And for somebody who's got no end product, what happened there with Wilfred Zaha, people? I'm hearing all this Rashford chat. Rashford, yeah? All right, cool. Say nothing. Nah, listen, don't disrespect Wilf like that. Goal and an assist, yeah? Say nothing.
Yep.
So talking about the Newcastle game, how are you feeling? You said that from what I gather from what you're saying is that you're not looking forward to it, but you're not really that fussed by that game because you already know it's going to be a hard game.
I don't care about the Carabao Cup, D. I'll level with you. I don't care about it. Do you know why? Mainly because the FA Cup's the one everybody wants to win. Yes, it would be great to go. The only time I cared about it was when we got to the semi-final against Cardiff. That was a big moment for us. But look, if we get through in midweek, I'll be delighted. But as a fan personally, it's not the first thing I look for. Like, I want to win the Carabao Cup. If we win it, cool. I'll be there enjoying every minute of it. But it's not the trophy you really want to win if you've never won a major trophy. The FA Cup is the one that we've came close to winning twice and got denied by, well, you know who we got denied by. Mark Clattenburg. Sorry. Ooh, kind of snuck up on
Jesse
me.
Lingard.
Yeah.
No,
listen, don't get me wrong. I would love to see us win the Carabao Cup if we get there. Do not get me wrong. But it's not the trophy I personally want to see us win first. The FA Cup would be my personal choice. But I'm not remotely dismissing the League Cup and going, no, forget the League Cup. No, listen, I'd take that with both hands. But having said that, I wouldn't mind a cheeky little cup double. Knock out Brighton in the final. That'd be brilliant. But no, I'm joking.
Wow. That'd be nice.
So you say you don't mind the Carabao Cup. How are you feeling ahead of that game after this win? Are you confident that maybe we could get a result?
It's the cup, DC. You never know what to expect. You can be in the best of league form in the cup and get absolutely slapped. You can be getting slapped in the league week in, week out, and you end up chin-checking someone. So, look, naturally, if you're looking at it, you'd say, oh, boy, Newcastle away, that long-ass pilgrimage up there to literally sit in the gods for 90 minutes watching ants on the pitch, not really the most ideal. I mean, why they can't get their away end move this beyond me, because everybody else had to move their away end. But, can't be upsetting Newcastle fans lately because they're very sensitive about everything. But no, I'm confident we can go out there and get a result. It's just, are we going to be able to see it out? Because we're famous for going up there, playing well, doing well, and then all of a sudden, one lapse in concentration, and it costs us. We got away with it in the league up there earlier on in the season. The VAR call went in our favour was like, I don't know about that one. The one today, though, was like, Antonio, just come play for Palace. You love giving us assists, mate. The assist that sell us
twice now.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a funny man.
But look, Nate, always a pleasure talking to you, bro. Hopefully we'll be here talking about a win with Newcastle, because I can't remember last time we got 3 wins in a row. Back-to-back wins is like magical, but I can't remember when's the last time we got 3 wins in a row. I'm not too sure, because even back-to-back wins since Vieira's joined has been a struggle. But fingers crossed, Nate. But yeah, bro, take care. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen.
All right, big dog.
Thank you.
Take care, Nate, man. Appreciate you, man.
That was Nate from Eagle Eye Football. Next up, we got Henry.
Yes.
Henry, Palace 2, West Ham 1. Back-to-back wins. We've done it. We've done it.
I'm literally so happy, man. I'm bouncing off the walls. I was in my kitchen when Elise scored that goal, right? And literally a few pans nearly got knocked over. Honestly, it was mad. It was madness. But yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm really happy with the way we played as well. I think we had good control of the match. Even when West Ham took the lead, it was against the run of play, and Ben Rama just scored a screamer against us, like so many people tend to do for some reason. We just concede worldies. And I was thinking, oh, great, here we go again. But it would have been easy for the team to kind of cave in and let it get to them, but they didn't. They kept going, stuck to the game plan. Just kept playing as if nothing happened, and we got our rewards. And I mean, I would have been happy with the point, to be honest. But when Elise scored that goal, it was just amazing, because not only because of how good the goal was, but it gives us that 2 wins in a row, and it pushes us up the table. It gives us some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's just so big, such a big result.
And you made a very good point there about, we do have comebacks. We love a comeback. We had another one today in terms of being 1 goal behind, but it didn't feel like that type of game.
Yeah.
When we have these comebacks, it's normally we start off slow. The teams are all over us. Then we get into the game and we have that comeback. But today, that Ben Rama goal was a very good goal. It wasn't us being very poor. We were in the front foot till then.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were still controlling it. So I feel like even though we had the same result in terms of the comeback, this was still a very different Palace side today. But why do you think that was? Because away from home this season, we have been struggling. Everyone knows that.
Why?
But in this
was
game,
it a different performance.
Yeah, why was it different?
I'm not. I mean, I think maybe just. I imagine, because Vieira would have said in the changing room, just like, play like you did against Southampton. Really, I mean, I think a little bit of. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking anything away from us for the win today, but I think there was a little bit of fatigue with West Ham, because obviously they played in the Conference League, didn't they?
I disagree for that. Sorry to cut you off. I disagree because
they played with different guys. Didn't they have different guys?
They majority of the first team players that we're seeing today, they didn't travel. They didn't play. They didn't even travel.
Yeah, they had 10 guys that didn't travel.
So exactly. So for that reason alone, I don't want people to use that as an excuse for West Ham. I feel like that would be an easy thing to say. Yeah.
D wants no excuses for West Ham.
Right, they're gonna say no. There's no apologizing for West Ham on this forum.
I think it was just like West Ham maybe had a bit more feeling that they were going to win because they were at home. I feel like that because the onus was on us to play well and to win, I think it meant more to us than it did to West Ham, because it just, I think we needed it more, and I'm just, Wilf took his goal really well. I mean, he's just showing how crucial he is to us still, but that goal from Elise, I mean, when he first shot, I was like, where's that ball going?
Yeah,
and then it just dipped. And I was like, "Oh, this is got
deflection." Took a deflection. Just saying.
Yep.
Okay, it took a deflection, but you make your own luck sometimes, and you know,
if you don't shoot, you won't score.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the thing that I think plagued us in the first half, was that we just weren't taking opportunities. Like we were looking for the perfect shot. It's like, let me just hold it one more second to try to get it. He's like, no, man, put the ball on goal, man.
Yeah, we didn't have many like clear cut shot. I mean, we had some shot, like we had some chances that we could have made into more clear shot. Like I think Schlupp had that chance in the first half, but in the second half, I remember Wilf received the ball and just kind of let it go across him, played it on the flank to Eze, and he just took a too heavy touch. And if he took a good touch, he would have been in with a good chance of scoring.
Yep.
And I was just thinking, well, this game is meandering out. West Ham are sort of having a bit more, like pushing forward a bit more. The penalty scare really.
That wasn't a scare for me. I don't know about you, but I genuinely thought there's no way.
I didn't think it was a penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty, but I was worried that they were going to give it. So when they were VARing it, I was like, oh God. And I was fearing the worst, I have to be honest.
If they gave that, I would have quit. I wouldn't be here if they gave that. Would be the most pathetic decision. Like, that there was no way on earth that was a penalty. Like, I was very confident. I feel like it made up. First of all, the referee didn't give the decision until like 10 seconds later after it happened. Pretty much, as soon as that happened, I said, all right, cool. He doesn't even believe it's a penalty. He just wants VAR to check it out.
I think
that's what I saw.
I think Antonio is actually in hospital because of how hard he hit the ground.
Bro, that's embarrassing, man. Antonio's a big guy as well, and the
And
fact
I
that
was
he
literally-
dropped to the ground because of that.
No,
like
and
that?
D,
Come
I
on.
was literally saying that when he came on at half. When he came on at half and he's walking on, I was like, man, this dude is huge. Like
Yeah,
his
he is. He's
thighs
fast as well.
are massive, bro. Like, and I'm like, this man is huge. And then when he goes down like that, I'm like, yo, man, like that is
Why does he need to
pathetic,
do?
bro.
The thing is, right, with Antonio, he scored a lot of goals against us. He is a good player. I don't like him personally, but he is a good player. He does not need to go down in the box. Like, you're good enough, man, you know? You're a good enough player, big man. Come on, what are you doing? Like,
Exactly.
literally, it's an
That's the case.
embarrassment for West Ham.
And I think you have to give credit to our defense today because Antonio last time around did cause us a lot of problems last season. I think it was Antonio. I'm pretty sure he was up front and he scored a goal.
Yep.
It was. And today you saw it. Joachim Andersen, you can, if you want to measure Joachim Andersen's development and Mark
Anderson
over time,
does not
they
get
look
bullied.
way better.
He is, and Anderson
part.
goes up against a good striker.
That part.
You know, I mean, I remember Nunez when we played Liverpool away. He was all over Nunez, and obviously Nunez got sent off. But I mean, our defense was brilliant. Not only the way that they defended against West Ham, but just we had the composure to play out from the back. Our midfield was really good. I thought Eze was brilliant. I thought Schlupp had one of his better games. Decore was excellent until he had to come off. I hope he's okay for the if not Newcastle, then the Nottingham Forest game. So yeah, I'm just, what can you say? We're ninth in. I don't think we're ninth anymore currently because Liverpool are winning, but we're, you know what I mean. We're making inroads into that top half of the league, which is what you want to see.
Exactly. Being in touch and distance from that. But Henry, lastly, Newcastle away from home, Carabao Cup. How you feeling?
Not great, to be honest. I don't want to be negative, but I have a feeling we're going to get thumped up there. You know,
it's not an easy place to go to.
St James's Park midweek, they're on great form. I'm a little bit in the camp of, not that I don't care about the match, because I do. Obviously, I want us to win and to progress, but like the other guys have said, I mean, I do kind of prioritize the Forest game more because, I mean, I just think that if we can go to Forest and get something or get another win, that would stand us in very good stead for after the World Cup. Obviously, I think we should try and beat Newcastle, and maybe it's an opportunity for some of the other players to get minutes, like maybe Riedeveld. I'd like to see Ebiue play, you know, players like that don't really find it hard to break in the team in the league. I think it would be nice to see what they can do, and hopefully we can spring a surprise. But yeah, it's just a huge result because our away form before today was really bad, and we're actually the last. We could have been, I believe, the last team to win an away match because Liverpool are playing right now, but they hadn't won before today, right? So if we'd have lost or drawn, and Liverpool win today, then we would have been the last team to win away. So I just it's a brilliant win. It's a brilliant 3 points, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah. Thank you, Henry. Thank you for calling into the show. Hopefully we beat Newcastle, but it's not going to be easy. Trust me, it's not going to be easy. Yeah. But look,
easy piece of cake. We'll beat them. It's fine.
Yeah, we got very lucky last time around. I'm not expecting anything like this. I'm expecting a more difficult game than I did against West Ham. But yeah, anyways, Henry, take care. Thank you.
All right, cheers.
Take care, man.
Steve, before you bring on Heath, you know, people talk about our away form, and it's not been great before today. But we actually in the last 5, we're actually 10th in the league. The point being is that it's very hard to win away. It's very difficult to win away. I mean, I know we've only got this one win. We've got all, you know, the 3 draws, but I'm telling you right now, Forest, Villa, Wolves, Brentford, Leeds, West Ham, Bournemouth, Liverpool, as Hemi said, winning today, but prior to today, Southampton, Leicester all have much worse away form than we do. So my point is, I know it's hard and it's been really bad. I'm not defending. I'm just saying, though, it's not as really as bad as other teams. It's just hard to win away in this league. Just
right.
Really
the proof is in the pudding on how hard it is to win away more than anything.
Exactly. It is. I 100% agree. But the only one thing that I'll say is that it's not about winning, or it's the manner that we play away from home.
I agree.
To home.
Listen, we've had
some
the difference is
true.
crazy. Whereas today we saw it. Like we can, of course. I'm not saying we can play like this every away game, but we haven't seen this away from home. This type of performance, and we know that we've got in our locker because we do at home. Of course, away from home is different. You're traveling, and it's going to be more hostile atmosphere. Right. But still, like it was too poor. It was way too inconsistent. Like we go beat Wolves, and then we lose 3-0 against Everton. I think many people, they're not saying win every away game, but they're expecting
being competitive
more
in every away
side.
game.
Yeah, don't make it so easy. But look, let's bring on Heath. He's been waiting for a while. Heath, Palace 2, West Ham 1. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, I thought like Declan Rice, right? He's one of the best midfielders in this league, and I didn't know he was playing. He had one shot. I remember that one shot. He scuffed it. I did not know he was playing. It was the goal we gave up. If those are the goals we're giving up, I'm glad to give them up because he wasn't in our box. We barely let them in our box the first half. They got lucky. I thought our first goal was also pretty lucky, though. It was a pretty bad pass from Dawson. But it's clinical from Wolf, so I liked it.
Yeah. So in terms of the Palace performance, of course, you mentioned about the goal that we conceded. I'm on the same page with you. It was a good strike, but it wasn't like a crazy defensive error that we've seen in previous games. Of course, there was bits and bobs where if you analyze it like that, we could have done better in terms of not allowing him to get to that position. But it happens. It's football. Of course, when you concede, it's a mistake from somewhere. Mm-hmm. But anyways, it was a good strike for me. But where I found Palace the best is the way that we control the ball. What do you think it was? Was it Decore coming into the side? Was it the way that we set up? That changed from previous away games. We look way better than we have against Everton or even the likes of Leicester.
2 words. Nathaniel Klein. I remember it was Watford away last year. Yep. I came on this show. It was like February. Mm-hmm. And I said that I didn't want to see Ward again and that Klein should play.
I remember that show.
The width that he brings, Ward plays like a center back. He like Coleman on Everton. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plays like Coleman. He's not a modern fullback. Now we could get a better right back, but I think we need to focus. I think we would win so many more games this season if we got someone in Schlupp's position that has a little more quality, a little younger, a little more expansive. Maybe not a Gallagher, but somebody can like tie like the play together. Maybe an Awar, somebody like that, like a box to box.
Yeah, 100% agree. But in terms of another change that we saw today was Wolf starting in that more central area. Of course, Edward was out missing. But we've had this debate before whether he should start out wide or through the middle. I kind of liked it through the middle because he picked the ball up in channels. He was in very good positions. And he caused them problems because they couldn't really pick out a player or send 2-3 players out wide and keep Wolf quiet. When he's in centre, when he has that freedom, he can go and cause them problems, which he did do all game long.
Yeah, I mean, I think West Ham, I don't know if they have it right back. I think it's like Sofal or something like that. But I know that their defenders are pretty slow, so it's good to have a pacey player like Zaha. I don't think it was like crazy from Vieira. He just saw like they're playing Dawson, they're playing Zuma. Just get someone who's fast, who's explosive, who can get him behind. And we also have all these creative players, and if we play Zaha on the wing, we have one less creative player that we can have. But yeah, so I do think Edouard will be back in the lineup soon. But that was just like, I think in a tough away game, you want to bring in somebody who's explosive, somebody who can really torture the defense.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of what we did against Man City by putting Wolf up top.
Yep.
Against their central their center backs. Yep. So
it's problems like that.
It's a great tactical choice for us.
Away from home, especially. That's twice now. Man City away from home, West Ham away from home. He's played central areas. Of course, Man City, they had Haaland, and that really changed the game. But we was 2-0 up, and it wasn't I know it was a set piece goal from Joachim Andersen and that, but Wilf caused them problems through the middle. And
if we're going against center backs that aren't great with the ball at their feet, a la what we saw today from West Ham, having a guy like Wilf cause them problems both pressing and when he gets the ball at their feet, at his feet. I mean, that's a strategy that's been shown to work for us. So shout out to Vieira for seeing that and exploiting it.
Liverpool too, by the way. He played
Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's interesting in playing through the middle. Maybe away games, that could be the thing going forward. Wolf plays through the middle. It could be that change. But then again, if Edouard is starting, I'm not too sure if that would be the case. But Newcastle, different challenge, away from home. They're flying on form. I know they've got 1 or 2 injuries, I think, from today's game. Despite that, they've still got a very good squad, very good fans at home as well. Are you optimistic by today's performance that we could get something out of that game? Maybe he would go to penalties and get a win.
I am, because I only see like a couple places where they can get their goals from. Right there, St. Maximin's out, Wilson out, Isak out. They're gonna have to get their goal from probably Almiron.
Like literally the one guy we know that might get it too. He is like, it's Almiron.
Yeah, it's Almiron. I don't know who they're gonna play up top.
Very good.
Do they have a third striker? I don't know who they're gonna play up top. Or are they gonna play on the left?
Chris Wood. It'll probably be Chris Wood against us on Wednesday.
He came on today late and Wilson,
yeah, and he doesn't score much either. So
yeah,
he doesn't score much either.
He does against Palace. He did think for Burnley. He's got quite a few
Burnley.
So he does
but that's in a different system. This is in Newcastle system. They play on the ground. It's a much different system than which one they played.
True.
He scored today, by the way. He did score today. Wood.
Did he?
He did.
He did.
Well, at least he goes go out of the way. He doesn't have to score next game.
That's
now.
true. Hopefully, he goes out of the way.
He doesn't have to score in the next game now. But yeah, look, I think they've still got quality players. It will be a good game. Let's be honest. Last time we faced Newcastle, we got very lucky to come away with something out of that game, because they had that VAR decision and they were the better side against us. Now, I wouldn't mind that luck once again, get a draw, win on penalties or something like that. But you know, it's not going to be easy. But look, Heath, thank you for calling into the show. I know
appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Heath, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care. That was Heath calling in. If you guys want to call in, you can click on the pinned comment to join into the show, call in via audio or video to have your say on the Palace game or whatever you want to talk about Palace. But gents. Massive win. There's so many performances that we haven't even talked about today. Of course, we got the callers' opinions, but yeah, go on.
Can I talk about the Klein Ward issue? Because again, I don't want it to become a Ward, criticism of Ward. Because when he comes in, he does his job. But
it's
the
just
truth
different.
Of the matter is,
it's just different.
Right. The truth of the matter is, Klein, or at some point maybe Wan-Bissaka, which I wouldn't go for, but we'll talk about it another time. Is that Klein offers us more again because of the way the feels more comfortable. D called it right, T called it. How you see the fulcrum of have one pushes up, one drops back, both push up, one drops in. From Klein many times today. It was on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Literally
many times. So was Mitchell. You just don't see that with Wardy. Wardy gives you something different. Wardy's going to be more plays drops into that 3. But Klein, ball at his feet, more comfortable. Defensively, got that the recovery speed. Very important, by the way, because if you push up high, you better be able to get back. And Ward can't do that. And that's a major big thing. So I don't want to make this a thing against Ward, but I'm telling you, that's why I don't think the right back to me, we don't have to address that as much in the January. It's absolutely more important that we get that midfielder. We have to get that midfielder, or even get 2 midfielders, because we have to get
Patrick.
Come
on. I know it's one game that we're talking about this, but we've had Klein as well before. Come on.
You've had a problem with Klein before?
Fine.
So you had a problem with Klein before?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Here's
one game is not going to change it. We still need.
No, I disagree.
If
it's Klein,
no
problem. And then you have Richards too. I don't think.
So here's
the midfield
Rich is not right back. Rich is not right back. No one's seen me playing it.
He played it in Germany. He played it for Bayern Munich.
Okay, no one is saying. Okay, all right, cool. Let me ask you this.
The Richards issue is this. He wanted to play centre back to get into World Cup team. That's not going to happen now. He's not going to World Cup.
Okay,
He'll play anywhere now, and he can play right back. I'm telling you, he can do it.
Okay, let me ask you this: when he first joined, was I not saying that he should be a right back option? And what was you telling me? You.
Because
not me.
I just
What
told
are
you
telling
why. Because he wanted to make the World Cup team as a
Yeah,
centre
okay,
half.
but
The
he's a
USA
centre-back,
doesn't
right?
have a centre half that can play
Yeah,
like
he's a
him.
centre-back. It's still not a modern right back. What we need, like, can go up and down the pitch.
Modern. What is modern
Yeah.
to you exactly?
Pushing
He
up.
can
Modern
run
right
and he
back that
can
can do
tackle
both
and he can pass
attacking
and he
and
can cross
defensive.
the ball. What's not modern
I'm
about
not
him?
saying. I'm just saying. Let's not get carried away from one. I'm saying Klein could do a job, just like Ward can do a job. But going forward, midfield. I'm not saying midfield is not important. We still need a new right back and a centre mid.
In the summer. You don't need right back now. We don't.
All right,
We
cool.
need
Cool.
Okay, so
keep this. Cool. Keep this energy in the long run, yeah. Because I know they ain't gonna be there.
Can I interject really quickly?
Right back, he ain't gonna be there. Right,
I will.
I can guarantee you.
100%.
I
will.
Can I interject really quickly?
Sure.
So I'm politely and respectfully, I'm going to disagree, and here's only reason why I say this. Even though, like we said, when we're talking about the difference between Klein and with Ward does a solid job when he comes in for what he's able to do. But the problem for us as a team with that is that we have to change the way we play.
Yep.
So the reason, so that is the reason why I would like to see us bring another right back, so we can have continuity of play across our personnel, because I think that's the thing that we're lacking right now the most, and that's why I would like to see us get a new central midfielder, like we said, possibly two of them. The reason why I would like to see two, which is probably gonna be really hard in January, but it's because right now that difference, but the difference between Decore and Milivojevic is very similar to the difference that we see between Klein and Ward. The guys that are behind them can come in and do a job. It's just done differently, and we have to play differently to be able to have them in the squad. But I think the thing that we probably optimally want is to be able to bring in a replacement that allows us to play the exact same way that we want to play. So I would hope that we could bring in a replacement at right back and at center back. I mean, a central midfielder, but I know how hard that's going to be in January.
So here's my question, D, who's your ideal replacement then to bring in? It's Wan-Bissaka, right?
Wan-Bissaka, yeah, go on. Yeah,
he does not play the way that Vieira wants him to play. He's not good enough going forward. He's not.
But he can do it. But he can do it better
he can
than
do it way
Ward
better.
can. We can play that style with him.
No, he's not. He's not better in his system now.
He's debatably better than Mitchell going forward.
You just disrespect Aaron Wan-Bissaka so much. It's actually
yeah. I mean, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is debatably better going forward than Tyrick Mitchell.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. To end this debate, let me ask you this question. What side would Nathaniel Glein start for that's in the top 10? Because this is the way to end it. Because with Joe Ward, I said the same thing. We get too caught up in the moment in terms of, we played good today.
Fulham and Brighton.
No, he won't start for Brighton.
Who's Brighton's right back? Who's Brighton's right back?
He doesn't.
Brighton right back. Brighton's right back does change, but Pascal Gross sometimes starts there with that.
Okay, yeah, because they have a wing back. They play with a wing back, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they can start.
Fulham. You told me name. I just named two teams.
Kenny Tete. I don't know.
I would argue he could play for. Sure. I argue he could play for Spurs, but that would be disrespectful. Emerson Royale.
Yeah, no, man, no.
Emerson Royale.
I think Spurs have got better right backs. But look, this is the case, though. But this is the case. This is the case. Okay. With other positions,
asked me a question. I answered it. You have no retort. So anyway, no. I'm just saying. You said name one. I named three, but that's okay.
Yeah,
we could go back to this. We could do this. We could do on the new show.
Names that you mentioned right now. The names that you mentioned, Brighton. If
the replacement is Wan-Bissaka, I'm with T. Give me two midfielders instead of him. And that's not
I'm going to bring up this comment.
Priorities being,
what I'm saying.
I would take them over Wan-Bissaka. But if you get Wan-Bissaka, you get Wan-Bissaka.
Let me bring out this comment about it, because people just forget. I don't know why people forget about this. Wan-Bissaka was great. I don't think he was great. I think he improved.
Please don't say great. He was.
But he got a few assists as well.
But we can play. We can play the style that we want to play with Wan-Bissaka. We can't play that style with Ward. That's why I would rather have the option of Wan-Bissaka than Ward, because we can play the exact same way.
Would you rather have Wan-Bissaka over Nathaniel Klein?
If they're both 100% healthy this season, no.
Not
He hasn't played all season, by the way. He hasn't played all season.
Yes, he's played in Europa League, and he put in a man of the match type of performance.
You're mad. You know what? You're absolutely. This season, he's played 5 minutes in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk about got this from last season. He hasn't played. He has not played this season for Man United. He played like 2 matches.
All right, cool. But I said in Europe.
True.
I said in Europe. He's played. I said in Europe. But anyways, look, for me, I'm not even taking you, man. You're making me look like I don't want Klein. I have no problem with Nathaniel Klein inside. I'm just saying, let's not get caught up in this. We can still improve our right back. We still need to improve our right back and centre mid for the reason that
I agree.
Is a very good backup option, and
we have to prioritize.
Prioritize centre mid and right back. That's how we'll do it.
This
right
season, Wan-Bissaka played 4 minutes against Man United. Has not played any Europa League matches. Not one. Not a single minute. Not a single minute has he played this season for them. Not one.
So he's played 4 minutes all season.
The entire season. Now, again, I'm not saying. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not won't be an ideal replacement in the summertime because I hunted would take him over Klein. I'm saying if Klein can stay healthy, I'm okay with Klein right now. Again, the health part is a major caveat because he could get injured. And I would rather get, as T said, 2 midfielders. I'd like to replace Jair. I love Jair. He's not going to play. Put somebody that can back up Doucouré and then go into that position next to Eza with Doucouré and, like he said, an Awar. It's not going to be a cheap replacement, by the way. It's going to be an expensive one because it has to be. It has to be a Gallagher replacement. And then we're cooking because now we don't have this big hole in the middle of the field. Yes, Stubb can do a job. So can Luca, Kirk and Hughes. They're not what we need. Whereas Klein, for me, you're saying today, he's played well for me most of the season this year. Klein.
He has played well, but he has played well. He has played well, but we could do better there. But
I'm not denying that we could play better.
Anybody can play better. Regardless, I think Wan-Bissaka's coming back. I do think he's coming back this January.
Well, he's not staying at United for sure.
But here's the thing, and honestly,
coming back here.
Even if Wan-Bissaka comes back, I wouldn't necessarily put him in there in front of Klein at this point, to be honest with you. Like for what you said, because Klein has been playing really, really well for us. But I think it's good to have somebody like that on the squad in the event that somebody like Klein isn't healthy. Like it's level above replacement for me. Like
I really want Wan-Bissaka to come back. I really want Wan-Bissaka to come back because the disrespect I'm getting right now, it's unbelievable towards Wan-Bissaka. I think people are forgetting there's a reason why he went for £50 million.
I'm not disrespecting him. I love him. I love him.
No, there is a disrespect because you're talking about Nathaniel Klein over Wan-Bissaka. I see that as disrespect.
Well, no. Here's the thing. He doesn't like any manager that's in his right mind is not going to let him walk into our squad having only played 4 minutes of football this season. That doesn't make sense. Now, if he comes into the squad and works his way into the starting role, fine. I get that he's earned it.
Right.
I get it if he comes in and he earns it. But what I'm saying is, from my standpoint, is that I would rather have Wan-Bissaka join the squad and be the second to Nathaniel Klein if it was to be that way than us being in our current situation with Ward. That's all I'm saying. Now, if he comes in and he earns the starting role, fine.
And
the better man won.
T and D, talking about going forward, it's the last point I make about Mitchell versus, not Klein, but Mitchell versus Wan-Bissaka. The last 3 seasons, Wan-Bissaka has had 4 assists, 4 and then 3. This season alone, in 30 matches, Mitchell has 2 already in the third of a season. 2. Yeah, so who's better going forward again? No. All
right, Patrick, let me say this. I know we're going a bit off topic, but if that's the case, people say Marcus Rashford should have left Man United. Why has Rashford changed so much since? What's changed for Rashford? Of course, he was having problems and that. The manager, Man United, ever since Wan-Bissaka joined that club, it has been toxic. There's been so many players there that has quality that has failed. Now, I'm not saying Wan-Bissaka is now worth £50 million. He isn't. He's got points to prove. But if he comes back to Palace, if it's the old Wan-Bissaka that people are forgetting about, he was very, very good.
Defensively,
this is what I'm talking about.
He was excellent.
But even defensively he was excellent. But at the start, he was very bad going forward. But his game was improving at Palace, even going forward. Now,
Right.
if he comes back and if he goes
But
back on track and he
The
gets
thing was, D,
Wan-Bissaka's still a quality player. This
but
is
it
what
should
I
have gone leaps
understand.
and bounds at a better team at United. It didn't improve as much as it should have, is my point. I'm not saying that he was terrible going forward. He didn't improve. Like people said, he goes to United, plays on the goal of Solskjaer, he'll become this great attacking force. It never happened. Is he okay going forward? He's okay. He's not great.
One last thing I'll say. Then, if this is the case, though, Patrick, one last thing I'll say. Then why was it a few games ago, or maybe even not in the Southampton? We didn't talk about it. Why was it a few games ago? We was talking about even bring Jed Spence out on loan as a right back option when Nathaniel Klein was always at the side.
But Klein, Klein was injured. That's why. Because Klein was injured.
But it doesn't matter. Klein was going to come back. Klein was going to come back.
By the way, I would take Jed Spence over Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So there you go. Thanks for bringing him up.
Exactly. But I'll take Jed Spence over Nathaniel Klein as well.
You know what? Going forward, I definitely would. He's not a good defender. He's a great wing back. So But
that's what I'm saying. I just feel like we're getting caught up in the moment. Like Nathaniel Klein has been good It has been good for us this season. But
yeah, absolutely.
It's still a weakness that side.
So he doesn't want to say very. I like where he cut the way. We're very out of his sentence. I like that. That's good.
I don't think he has been very good.
Very good. Great. No, just been good. He's been good. Yeah, he's been good. Yeah.
Well, anyways, we'll see the right back situation. We're talking about right back more than anything. But look, we'll have a player rating.
It's Palace talk. That's okay. It's Palace talk.
Yeah,
yeah. Right. I mean,
we'll have other players. That we'll talk about in the player rating show. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We'll be talking about our player performances.
Klein 10 today, by the way. Watch 10.
You're making me look. This is what I'm saying once again. You're making it look like I don't rate Nathaniel Klein. You're making it look like I don't rate him. I do rate Nathaniel Klein. I'm just saying. It's an area, it's a position that we need to improve on. You can't say the same thing about striker, left wing, right wing. You can say that about centre mid. You can't say that about centre back and even left back to a certain extent. And even the goalkeeper, the main position that you talk about is right back and centre mid. Just because Nathaniel Klein is doing good, I say this so many times, just because he's doing good, it doesn't mean that we can do better than that. We can, and it's an area weakness for us. That's how I see it.
I'm not disagreeing, but you're missing my point. All of our point. It's okay. When you get on a point, you don't like to let it go because you don't like to be wrong. You're young. I get it. It's okay.
If I'm being quite honest, I think right now the only reason why right back is an area of weakness for us is because of Nathaniel Klein being able to stay healthy and age. If Nathaniel Klein
you don't ignore that point, so ignore it. Because when I mention Wan-Bissaka, you act like Nathaniel, like I don't consider them points about his age and stuff, but you don't ignore it.
The age thing is not an issue. He's not like he's playing slower. He's just being injured, but he's not like he's playing slower.
But that's a problem.
He's still good. Runs excellent.
Nathaniel Klein
gets forward very well.
He's 31 years old.
But what I was thinking about is what he's doing right now this season. He's playing for us right now this season. Like, and he's playing well for us when he's healthy. Like,
I'm old. That's not old. I'm old.
As a right back, I need to run up and down.
Wilf is 30 next week. Is that going to be old?
I'm old.
Wilf is
for different positions, age matter. For example, goalkeeper, 36 ain't old, but if you have a 36-year-old midfielder, then that's going to be old. So age itself in different positions, age matters. So as a fullback in modern day,
I'm texting Kleiny now to join the show because he's getting disrespected. Hold on a second.
You can come on the show. I'm not disrespecting him. I'll say what I say. Someone else done this before as well. I spoke to. So I was at a barbershop and there was a Fulham fan there, and I was just saying Fulham are rubbish. And then Ola Aina, who's at Toronto right now, he walked into the shop and he's like, say the same thing. I said Fulham are rubbish, and I'm not going to say what he said back, but. he kind of
because he got dropped by Fulham. He's got
wait a minute. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. Ola Aina probably doesn't have great things to say about them because they didn't sign him.
Because they got relegated. Yeah, because they got relegated.
Right, when he was on the team. When he's on the team. Exactly. Him and Anderson on the same team.
But my point is, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying
he's a part of a crap team.
I'm not going to change up. I'm not going to change up.
He's a little salty because they didn't play him enough and he got relegated. Oh, and then he got rid of him when he got relegated.
By the way, we were linked with him. And Palace fans did want him, but fair enough.
I would have took him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have took him.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. You like talking like he's an. But anyways, my point is,
when this happens, discussion's over.
Yeah,
Mukhtar, thank you. What about Nathan Ferguson comes in? Then it's over.
Nathan Ferguson is a center back. He's a center back. We play him at center back. That man has not played right back one time for us. I'm ready for us to let this one go. I don't think Nathan Ferguson's a right back for us, man. That dude's played at center back every single time he's touched the pitch for us.
Hey,
and it ain't been
Aaron,
much.
And as Aaron said, man, I'm 31. I'm not old, D. Put some respect on Aaron's name. 31 is not old.
I don't care, bro.
On the
Clip,
man's name.
we have to
Aaron,
clip
I
it.
agree, bro.
We have to clip where Pat was like, I'm old.
31. I have kids that are 30, 29 and 27, and you're saying that 31 is old? That makes me what? A fossil? A dinosaur?
No.
What am I?
Well, yeah, if you're
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Sorry, D, I'm very old.
Yeah, but if you're on a football pitch, yeah, that would be the case. If you're playing a right back, Patrick, yeah, that would be the case.
Okay.
But anyway, let's wrap this up. Enough of right back talk. We ended the show talking about.
By the way, Pat's one.
Nathaniel Klein had a very good game.
Thank you. You're also very young, by the way. God bless you.
No, not very good. He had a good game. Nathaniel Klein had a good game today as well.
My man said I got more pace than Wardy at 51.
9 out of 10 for me. I'm gonna give him later on. 9 out of 10 for Ward. Oh, I'm giving my ratings away too early. Sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly. But look, that's it from us today. We ended with a right back debate that wasn't even necessary. I don't know how we got into it, but look,
debates are good.
A win.
Good.
Back to back wins. It was a fun end to the show. But if you have enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks to everyone who has called in. Thanks to everyone who's watched it live.
Thank you everyone in the chat.
Say up the palace.
And the palace.
My man.
The palace.
We have to end on that note. Until next time, up the palace.
Ego.